Hi Pre-K, today we're going to read The Little Red Hen and the Passover Matzah. When we're finished reading, I want you to go back to the first book that I posted, The Little Red Hen and the Bakes of Bread. And I want you to compare and contrast the two books. What does that mean? I want you to write what's the same between the two books and what's different. At the very end, I'll give you one or two examples. The Little Red Hen and the Passover Matzah by Leslie Kimmelman and illustrated by Paul Meisel. The year was passing. The little red hen could feel the change of the seasons in the tips of her tail feathers. She could smell it in the barnyard air, and she could see it on her calendar. "Oh no," she exclaimed, the little red hen, thinking ahead to spring. "Before I know it, it'll be time for Pesach, and I will need some matzah for my Seder dinner, and that begins with some grains of wheat." In the corner of the chicken coop, the little red hen kept a small pile of grain safe from the wind and the water. She gathered them now and went to find her friends. Such friends she had, all ready to lend a hand. "Who's going to help me plant these grains?" she asked them. "Not I," said the sheep. "Not I," said the horse. "Think again," said the dog a little bit rudely. The little red hen was not happy. Okay, she grumbled. "I should worry. I'll do it myself." And the little red hen planted those grains. Months passed, and the sun shone, and the rain fell, and the grains grew tall. The little red hen waited patiently. Finally, there was a field of wheat ready to be harvested. The little red hen went to find her friends. This time she's sure they'll lend a hand. "Who will help me cut the wheat?" she said. "Not I," said the sheep. "Sorry, bub," said the horse. "Think again," said the dog a little bit rudely. We're your friends. We're not your servants." The little red hen was definitely not happy. "Friends schmens," she muttered. "I'll just do it myself." And the little red hen cut the wheat. The wheat was ready for the mill, and the little red hen gathered it together and went to find her friends. "They won't disappoint me again," she told herself confidently. "Who will help me carry this wheat to the mill?" she asked them. "Not I," said the sheep. "Sorry, bub," said the horse. "Think again," said the dog a little bit rudely. "We're resting." The little red hen was not happy. "I should live so long," she complained, "to see a bunch of lazy, no-good nicks put in an honest day's work. I'll just do it myself." The little red hen took the wheat to a special Passover mill, where the miller ground it into flour, and then she dragged that flour back home in a big, heavy sack, clucking to herself along the way. She's not happy. Before she knew it, it was spring, the morning of the first night of Pesach. The little red hen had cleaned her house, top to bottom. There wasn't a crumb of bread to be found anywhere. "It's time to make the matzah," said the little red hen. "Who wants to help? Everyone deserves a second or a fourth chance," she reminded herself. But what do you think her friend said? What do you think the little red hen heard? "Not I," said the sheep. "Sorry, bub," said the horse. "Ha ha," laughed the dog more than a little bit rudely. "Think again." The little red hen was not happy. She was not surprised either. Okay, she said. "Should I starve? No, I'll just make it myself." The little red hen washed up carefully. She put a big bowl on the kitchen table, and then she set her timer. According to Jewish law, the Pesach matzah had to be finished in just 18 minutes. The little red hen mixed the flour and water quickly. She kneaded it quickly. She rolled it out nice and flat quickly. She prickled it all over prickly. And then she put it in the oven to bake. Ding! The matzah was ready just in time. The little red hen prepared the Seder dinner. She boiled eggs, simmered soup, mixed the fish, washed the parsley, chopped the apples and nuts, and stirred a batter for a cake. Finally, she set the table, putting a beautiful Pesach Haggadah at each place and an extra chair for Eliyahu Hanavi, should he come, God willing. She finished with a covered plate of homemade matzah. The little red hen sat in a chair and waited. When the sun began to set in the evening sky, there was a knock at the door. Guess who was standing there? "Bah! Nay! Woof! We're famished," they told the little red hen. "What's for dinner?" "You've got to be kidding me," scolded the little red hen. What nerve! You didn't help me plant the grains of wheat when I asked you to. You didn't help me harvest the wheat, or carry it to the mill, or take it back home again. You didn't even help me bake the matzah. So tell me, why should I share my seder with the likes of you? Sheep, horse, and dog couldn't think of anything to say. The little red hen was right. They hadn't been very good friends. The three animals silently hung their heads in shame. The little red hen was quiet too. Now, I should invite them to my seder, she thought. Then she remembered the special words written in the Haggadah, that all who are hungry come and eat. She looked at her friends. They looked hungry. Besides, the little red hen was a good egg. And a good egg forgives. And why are you just standing there, she said. Come on in. So together her friends celebrated the holiday. Together they noshed on tasty, crunchy matzah. And when the seder was over, after all the planting and the harvesting and the dragging and the cleaning and the baking and the feasting, just who do you think washed the dishes? Who do you think cleaned up? Not I, said the little red hen. See, her friends are helping out in the end. The end. So now, I want you to think of how the books are similar and how they're different. For an example, they both have a little red hen, that's how they're the same. But they're different because they don't have all the same animals. The other little red hen had a dog, and this little red hen has a dog, but the other one doesn't have a horse, and the other one doesn't have a sheep. I want you to try to do the best as you can and email me with your answers.